Alright, hello everybody, Resonance here, and today we're going to be doing some 4v4 arena between me and the viewers, so yeah, this should be a good game indeed, as we've got players in here of a wide variety of high-rated skill levels. The Spear and Submarine are a little bit lower ranked than the rest of the guys in here, but we've split them, so hopefully that balances it out. I can't help but notice that Aoe2 has exactly 2k rating. No more, no less, 1-to-1. So well played, my friend. That must actually be very difficult. I remember seeing, various players at, 1,999 ratings. So it must be pretty hard to balance that out. Now I have a very bizarre map already. I can see that there's like no entrance to the outside at all. I'm not getting rushed this game, guys. Getting go full turtle mode. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we just did Arabia on stream, so that's why we're doing some arena. I don't know if my map is good or bad yet. We're gonna find out. Depends how many resources are actually in my base. So yeah, teams. Let's see. I'm with Aoe2, How Not to Play, and Submariner. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And yeah, this is the same shade from the game I played with Memb. Except hopefully this game he doesn't get surprised. Shade normally a very, very scary player, but that time he got caught off guard as Memb has the new metagame we saw in that game that I played with him on my team. Which, of course, if you're watching this live, I will post that to YouTube ASAP with my commentary, so you'll be able to see that one. I'm Mongols. It's been a while since I've been Mongols on stream. Yeah, for once I wish I was playing on actually regular HD and not the Forgotten. I guess that's another reason why I play on HD Edition and not Voobly, mostly because there aren't enough people who play on, I guess the Forgotten or Forgotten Empires in either client, but there's a little bit more people, at least I find on HD. At least I have no personal shortage of finding those games, and I like the balance a little bit better in this. I think it's a lot more fun, keeps things fresh, interesting. Wonder if there's anything over here. I sincerely doubt it, but maybe there's like 12 extra boar? I don't know. Now, these deer are actually really good. I will actually be able to lure those if I so desire. I don't usually lure deer when I'm streaming. Oh, okay, that's blocked. That's the world's most useless gate, and his brother also useless gate. Thank you, base map generation. Love Aoe2. Arena never change, man. All right, any extra gold? Come on, something. Ooh, it goes deeper. No extra gold. Oh man. That's unfortunate. Yeah, for once I wish I was playing on regular HD, just because the Mangudai are absolutely, probably like the most broken unit in the game. If you get enough of them out, they're not the end-all be-all unit, because it's really difficult to mass them up. But if you get them, I mean, gosh, there's like no counter at all. So Mangudai walks into a bar. There's no counter. Yeah, in the Forgotten, though, they got a lot of nerfs, and suddenly now they only have an attack bonus versus rams rather than old siege weapons, so Onagers are suddenly a bit more viable as a counter. Whereas you had to make Onagers either way, but you were kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm gonna start doing some hunting. Mongols definitely a top tier civ, mostly because they have a ridiculous eco bonus of 50% faster hunting. I mean, that's great. Especially because your villagers already gather meat from the huntable animals, like, already insanely fast. Look, I just got 70 food off that forced drop-off. That's great. So yeah, Mongols looking good. I haven't tried a Captain Dolphin. The Romans, at least when I was looking at the patch notes, seem incredibly strong. It's like, they have like a farming bonus that I believe is like better than the Slavs for some reason or something like that, right? They like farm like 20% faster, so I wasn't quite sure how I felt about that. I don't really like any eco bonuses being like the same thing but like strictly better, I guess. Yeah, they seem pretty good. Houses giving extra pop as well, as again, we've seen this with the Incas, so not quite sure if we need, it didn't feel as unique as it ought to be. I hadn't played it though that much, so maybe their like units aren't as strong as they look. That's certainly feasible. Now, perhaps I should actually keep my scout over here. Trying to deer lure while streaming is like the worst, because I'm trying to like play the game, read the Twitch chat, and talk, and there's a shitload of lag, so I'm not luring the deer. I'm not gonna do it. I'll just put a mill here. It's close enough. My mills, they can get some exercise. They need it anywhere. They're getting real fat, so I'm not even gonna do that. I have enough trouble doing all those things at the same time, which is why I make a few misplays from time to time that I don't want to mix it up with some crazy old scout micro. Another set of bushes. That's not bad. If I could just If I can just get some housing over there. Now, I hear that the Romans are actually not nearly as good as they sound on paper, mostly because when I look at the Civ description of, like, this is a mod in the Steam Workshop, when I look at the Civ description, I hear their tech tree is, like, severely lacking, and that their unique units, while their stats appear good, they're, like, slow as shit or something like that, and they're not very useful, so I don't know. On paper, the Civ sounds very good, kind of like the Indians, but it so turns out that you can't know everything from actually looking at just the Civ description, so I hear they were, like, missing some text or something like that. Okay, yeah, they take forever to create too. Alright, there we go, yeah. Oh yeah, and their unique units only come from the castle. You think the Legionnaire would come from, like, the barracks or something, but alas, 'tis not the case. So yeah, it's something I might experiment with. The Italians know a Civ I miss too much. It's amazing how much a tech tree actually does, because I feel like the Italians would have been a lot better Civ if they had siege engineers. The tech, of course, that adds 1 extra range to your siege weapons, and also lets them do more damage to buildings. Obviously doesn't add 1 extra range to battering rams, but that'd be pretty cool. The Extendo battering ram. Boing. That sounds pretty funny, actually. I'd like that. Siege engineers, the buff that rams don't need. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, of course I don't need to put more than 3 on deer, because I am the Mongols, so... yeah, I don't need to commit too hard to the deer. Putting 4 on here would be pretty inefficient, because I do get to gather quite fast. Indeed. I'm looking forward, though, to seeing where that mod goes, since I know he's already made some improvements to the units. It could be cool. I just wish we could add more civs without taking out other ones. That would be kind of nice. But some of the forgotten civs, while interesting, I guess, like, their names are a little aptly fitting in that I think they're well balanced in the sense that none of them are as ridiculously strong as, say, well, Aztecs, Mayans, Mongols, Huns, etc., or Vikings on water. So that's kind of nice. Keeps things fresh. But at the same time, some of them are a little bit forgettable. They really do, some of them feel like they were forgotten for a reason. In terms of their not that great. Or they're, like, great in weird ways, but I've still had a lot of fun experimenting with them, and obviously, like, there's a lot of thought that went into that, so... it's something that I still, like, haven't played enough Forgotten to really say that I understand all the new civs completely. I just look at, guys like the Italians, and without siege engineers, they feel a little bit weaker, and even though the game itself has nerfed a lot of the top-tier civs, there still doesn't seem to be too much of a reason to be Italians on land, or, like, Indians, or... Still, though, I've really been enjoying it. It's weird, it's like, even though some of the civs feel weak, it's still that variety that's just been... solid. Yeah, their unique unit, the Italians' unique unit, is actually very, very good. That's not really the problem. It's more like you can't have a unique unit really be the whole story for your civ. That's usually not the best idea. Because they tend to be really hard to mask. Because, like, if the Mongols were literally just Mangudai, I might be wrong about this, but I don't think they'd be that good. I think they'd be they'd be a good civ, but I don't think they'd be top tier. But the Vikings are more than just Mangudai. In fact, the Vikings have... the Mongols! Guys, English is really hard. The Mongols are more than just Mangudai. They've got 50% faster hunting. That's insane. You can age up so fast. So very fast. It makes a huge difference. It's like the best eco bonus ever. Pocket position means that you are surrounded by your teammates. You're not adjacent to an enemy, so... orange over here is pocket, Alculante is the pocket. It's been a while since I played with them, great to play with them again. How not to play is the flank, I am the flank. Flank means you're adjacent to an enemy. Now flank usually means you have to worry about being rushed, but if you're in the pocket position you really don't. If you're in the pocket position you'll usually play a little bit more defensively and help your adjacent flank. The Indians have just a rather weak tech tree. They're missing out on a lot of the blacksmith upgrades, the Black Winds, which I feel like it would be okay if they had them. The lack of knights hurts them a lot more than you think it would. Even though their camels have very high defense, they're still not the best raiding unit in the game, because camels for some reason are classified as ships, so they take a shitload of extra damage from castles. And that's really bad, because that makes them a lot weaker to raiding. They're still good. They also are very weak against buildings, but again, the Forgotten was very well designed in that they thought of a lot of these things, they tried to compensate for it. But you can tell that they didn't want to go overboard. Like, that was their #1 concern, was to just not create another Huns. They just did not want to create another Huns, and I like that. I think that they played on the side of caution, that's how you should. So they did give the camels an attack bonus versus buildings, and then they gave the them like some extra armor to go deal with that as well. But in the end, I don't think the camels are that great. I would rather have knights half the time, and not having knights, which is like one of the best units in the game, if not the best, is just, well, it is unfortunate. Everybody and their mother goes for knights in the Castle Age, and you can't be one of the cool kids if you play the Indians. You gotta go for camels or something, and it makes them kind of awkward in the pocket. Their boom is very good, but they don't really boom into too much because the elephant archers, while nice, really lack a punch. Like, they don't really die, but they're not really that strong. You have to mass up a ton of them. They're, like, really gimmicky, kind of like war elephants, except unlike war elephants, they really do lack a punch, I guess. They don't have that ridiculous damage stat, so, it's a little bit unfortunate in that regard. And they're missing, like, a lot of key upgrades. That's the thing. When you play the Indians, you're missing out on a lot. I could have been a lot faster than the Castle Age, but I'm not. I'm paying more attention to what I'm talking about rather than getting the best Castle Age time I've ever had in my life. But yeah, missing a lot of blacksmith techs kind of sucks. I mean, I don't know why they don't have the max level ranged upgrade for ranged units. Probably because they didn't want to make those hand cannoneers, super duper OP. So yeah, they really, you boom into this late game, but there's not too much late game there. I'm really glad though that they have siege engineers. They just don't have a strong enough, like, super late game. Like, what are you booming toward? Whereas with the Persians, it's like they've got a really strong boom, and with that, they can get a big eco and then go, like, really heavy into, like, Paladins and just win the game there. Whereas Indians, they don't really have that luxury. I mean, they can do a lot of stuff, though, don't get me wrong. It's something that I'm going to have to experiment with a lot. You know, they might not be that new, but they're new enough. Like, it's the kind of thing that we're going to have to fiddle around with. Like, the Magyars are a lot better than they appear, I think. Magyars are very strong. Very strong. Alright, yep. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary here. Not going to go for a castle drop or any of those shenanigans. So what I really want to do is, I'm the Mongols, right? And, I'd castle drop and pump out some Mangudai, but I really want to, like, mass up those Mangudai because it's ridiculous, and you guys don't really get to see it. They're not nearly as strong in the Forgotten, but they're still good. Again, I could have been a lot faster to the Castle Age than this. Not a huge deal, but, it's unfortunate nonetheless. So either way, I'm going to start... I have all this defensive stone as well. It's like... A castle drop could be good here, but... I really want to get out a bunch of castles and make like, a ton of Mangudai. That's what I really want to do. A castle drop could be really good, because when I look at Spear's base, right, he's got these 2 external golds, and the castle will, like, block that completely. And that's, like, literally, like, this is the wet dream for castle dropping. Like, normally both, like, a gold will be, like, slightly inside here, and then one will be external, but man, like, if I put a castle there, I'll block off 2 golds from him. Oh, that's, like, every arena player's wet dream. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. If Eddie is just watching this right now, which I doubt it, assuming he's got better things to do unless he finds these entertaining. I mean, this is every arena player's wet dream right here. Oh my god. Like, this is exactly what you've always wanted. I am patrolling the scout here in case he tries to castle drop me. Nice try, buddy, because my base is closed as fuck, and I'm gonna see it. The Incas are joked about the Black Winds. That's a really good question. Mostly because their Eagle Warriors are really bad, and not having a mobile army is actually absurdly detrimental. You'd be surprised how much that actually matters. The Eagle Warriors have, like, a laughable bonus of, like, 10% bonus movement speed, which isn't actually that much. And it doesn't matter how fast your units are if when they get there, they die. So, they're also really weird. Like, if you look at their civ bonuses, it appears that there's, like, no synergy whatsoever between any of them. It's not really clear what the Incas really excel at. In reality, they actually do kind of excel at, like, tower rushing. They don't really get much else. I mean, their bonuses are really weird. I mean, they start with extra llama, and this is what I like about the Incas. I actually like them, because they're weird as hell, and they're not really straightforward. They get, like, this shitty hand cannoneer, which really should have an elite upgrade. Yeah, they start with a free llama, which is a weird bonus, but it actually is useful. The llama is actually very good for scouting, and it's a great free sheep. Why not? Buildings cost less stone, not very helpful from an eco bonus standpoint. Their houses giving an extra 10 pop, again, very bizarre but useful. They have a lot of things that are bizarre but useful. Having hand cannoneers, or slingers in this case, is very nice for a meso-civ, as the meso-civs do struggle really heavily against guys like the Goths. But again, the Goths will still shit in your slingers, so, We can dream. We can dream. Not really the case there. The Inca's not able to compete with the Goths anyway, so... And then the Civ just makes really no sense at all, having, they have a very nice slow push, I guess, with the Onagers, the Slingers and the Kameyuks. They're just frankly bizarre. Really, I think the reason that they are not very good mostly is that their Eagle Warriors are bad. And, you know, when you compare them to the two other Meso-Civs, I mean, would you rather have +4 attack or +40 HP, or would you pick the 10% movement speed? It's a trick question, guys. We would all pick it, everything but the 10% movement speed. Because, again, it doesn't really matter where you're going if when you get there you lose. Now, I'm gonna win this fight, actually, so yeah, you better back off, son. That's right, get out. Get out. I don't think they're as bad as people give them credit for, because their bonuses are, like, helpful, but don't really make much sense. Yeah, they're helpful, though. I do enjoy playing the Incas from time to time, but I don't think that they really rank up with some of the better civs in the game. I play them for fun, though. Mostly because you guys don't really ask me to play Incas, but if you want me to play more Incas, by all means, I will do it. I think the Incas are underrated. It's really a lack of mobility with their army, because they have no cavalry units, right? So your Eagle Warriors better be good. I mean, that's what keeps the Meso-Civs, like, very, very nice, is that they have the option to go Eagles. And even though you won't really see players going Eagles as, like, really any Civ at the high level when you're playing the Meso-Civs, well, you don't usually see too much of that. It really helps when you're playing, like, you know, like a big team game, I guess, because it gives you something you can raid with. The thing is, the Mayans have plumed archers, so they got the mobility covered there, not necessarily from the Eagle Warriors. And, well, the Aztecs have a very, very strong economy and military. And yeah, you can always fast into Eagles. That works too. Whereas you can't really do that as the Incas. It just feels wrong. They're just too slow. They're kind of like the Vikings on land. Their army comp is too slow. They have no mobility, and they don't have, like, the bonuses the Aztecs to really make up for it. I mean, the Aztecs already start getting momentum and a huge lead on you by being able to drush at the start. Like, their drush is so strong. Having the free loom is great. So the Aztecs are already gaining momentum on you. Their villagers don't have to walk as much because they carry more resources. That was a bonus I never really understood as a kid. I was like, why is this good? And now I understand that taking fewer trips to walk is actually incredibly substantial, so... The Aztecs always building an advantage on you. The Mayans have an incredible eco bonus as well. Again, this is all making up for their lack of sufficient, like, cavalry units. And if they need to make the Eagle Warriors, or if they want to, they have the option, whereas the Incas really don't. Like, there are very few times where making Incan Eagle Warriors is okay, I guess. It's hard to explain. So that's my little analysis there. I still enjoy them, though, because I do like the slow push style, and that's what the Incas kind of favor. And their buildings costing less stone is actually, like, sometimes very useful. Helps a little bit with booming, helps a little bit with the castles. If you'd like to trush people, the Incas are actually quite good at that. They're a bizarre civ, but they aren't as bad as they get credit for. Man, castle dropping this guy is... I mean, I want to do it to Spear, I really do, but... I think that, Oh, he's Spanish, okay, that's not the best. I really do pride the Mongols late game, and this castle drop might fail, assuming that Martin Stoneheart, who is the Persians, who, you know, doesn't have an incredibly strong boom, might just be able to stop me entirely if he sends some backup, so. I will probably do some, like, the thing is, I don't need to put a castle here to zone him off these golds, because he's not going to be on these gold anyway, like right now. Actually, perhaps a castle drop would have been better if one of those golds was on the inside and he'd be tempted to saturate that a little bit and start mining that, because in this case, he's not going to start mining this anytime soon. Those are both outside and hard to defend. I am going to forward the shit out of that, though, as soon as I go in. It's been a while since I've actually boomed on stream, so yeah, you guys get the good old boom you know and love, but yeah, I'm going to forward the shit out of this and make him miserable this game, because that's going to be a huge point of contention, just some unfortunate map gen on his part, and I'm going to make him pay for it. Always play to the map, guys. That's what's so cool about Aoe2. You never know what map you're going to get, and you got to adapt if you want to win. I believe the Mayans do have slightly slower farming. Fun fact, the Aztecs actually have slightly faster farming, but it's not listed anywhere. Yeah, the Mayans do have slightly slower farming, but that's okay, because their bonus is still extremely helpful in every other aspect. So, yeah, it actually balances out. Well, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on Spear here. See what the plan is. Looks like Telemachus is actually booming really badly. I actually have no idea why his score is so low, unless he's slinging really heavily, but I mean, he might be slinging really heavily, and he might be slinging Martin Stoneheart, because Martin Stoneheart's score is really good, so... But Martin Stoneheart's also, Persians. He's teal, so... I mean, that score might just be because he's Persians and his town centers are ridiculously good. The Mongols bonus helps you get to the castle age quicker, but it's not the best for, like, booming. It's more like it's really good for early aggression. Oh, that would be pretty cool, Okami-sensei. Yeah, the Incas are... They're not nearly as bad as people say they are, but they're weird. They're really weird. I feel like if you're good at most civs, the Incas are something that takes a lot of getting used to, because they're not a standard civ at all. The developers were like just slapping on all the eco bonuses and whatnot. They have a really, really bizarre military standpoint. I mean, they're a slow meso civ. It's weird.
Yes.
Like, unless you're trushing, they don't have the strongest early game. And the meso civs need to have a strong early game usually to make up for their lack of, like, knights. Usually they need something to start already snowballing the game before it really gets too deep. Incas don't really have that. They're slower, and they have a very good slow push strategy. It's bizarre. Alright, actually, he might be being slung. He's actually probably being slung by Telemachos. Either that or Telemachos has, like, a terrible boom. Not quite sure. Go either way, if I'm being honest. Put down the university. I'm going to start thinking about going imp real soon, putting down a shitload of castles, and just making it happen. I'm going to forward him really hard, so even if the right half of the map doesn't go that well... See, how not to play is also not booming that well. I should be able to go through a spear. I mean, we'll see. He appears to be booming well, too. It's tricky, it's tricky, it's tricky. No, I don't always boom. I haven't actually boomed since before December 3rd on stream, actually. This is the first time I boomed since, like, December 3rd on stream. It's a strategy that I enjoy, and I do it all the time. This is something that I'm much better at. But, because I know I'm more experienced with the late game combat than the early mid game. So it's something I try to always play to my strengths, but I don't do it on stream that often. I used to do it more, I guess. Either way, I'm gonna go up to imp right now. For those of you who are watching this, by the way, live, I would really appreciate, or just on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you head on over to the Steam Workshop, give my custom AI a look. You're gonna find a link to that in the video description. Ah, knights. Alright, that's not great. Okay, so he's got knights coming out. That's not the best, if I'm gonna be honest. Mostly because I really wanted to go Mangudai, but I might have to go to something else. I'm gonna try and commit to the Mangudai in the meantime. Either way, he's gonna try and get some map control for me, which is not the best situation, indeed. I need to start putting things pretty heavily into gold. That's another useless gate. Man, my map is bizarre today. So I'll make some heavy scorps or something. Maybe I have to make some pikes. I don't get halbs, so that's not the best. I expect them to go really heavy, like really, really heavy into Paladins. Interesting that, yeah. I mean, all this is doing is just seizing some map control. I need to seize these golds. It's not a huge deal because you can't really get into my base right now. It's gonna be annoying nonetheless. Get ballistics. Sell some resources while I can. I think it's important that I sell as much wood as I can to crash the market, especially before things get too out of hand on this side. Oh, he's actually gonna kill my houses. That's pretty bad because I have no room to build inside my base at all. Huh. That might actually suck. You know, it's unfortunate that I have so little space in the front right here, because it's actually a little bit nicer if I had a larger base. This might be easy to defend, but I have like no space to build. And building space is a huge problem on like Black Forest Arena and whatnot. Don't worry, Cheesy. I'll do a lot more wars coming and other expert commentaries real soon. Okay. Just gotta wait for wars coming to pick back up because it's currently on hold. And yeah, do miscellaneous expert stuff. I don't know where he's going with these guys, to be honest. Either Telemachos is slinging or he's just gonna get shit on, so we'll see. Oh, he's noticed. Okay, well, Mangudai coming out. I need to secure those front golds. I should be able to do that, right? Yeah, I don't think you can really contest this gold that much. Wow, that's aggressive. This might be a huge misplay in his part. That's really fucking aggressive, my friend. Wow, I don't know if I would have done that. Except Mangudai just spawns so slowly. Unless he gets backup from some cavaliers, I mean, this is... Oh my gosh, talk about overcommitting. That's ambitious. That's really ambitious. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Good news is, though, I'll be able to protect the spawn of my Mangudai by sitting under here. Okay, just kill a couple bills if I can. You know, he's probably gonna get that up eventually. It's not the biggest deal. Actually, no, he probably won't get that up at all. I really want to get upgrades for my stuff. That's something I would like to do, yes. Okay, yeah. This castle's not going up. I mean, you might be Spanish, bro. But this is not going up. Although my castle might not go up either. I don't know. It's tough, but I really need to contest that. I need to contest this area. Like, really, I need to right now. No space to build. Makes me sad. I also need more castles, like stats. He really wants this fucking castle. I mean, the thing is that even if he gets this castle up, which actually he might eventually at this rate, is he gonna get this castle up?
Yes.
I'm gonna make it really hard on him. I can just trev it down. Alright, Submariner, now's the time. Oh, man! I don't know, that's, again, this is just so ambitious. I'm really surprised to see this from Spear. I mean, he doesn't need to be this aggressive. He really doesn't. I really don't think he needs to be this aggressive, on this side. It feels excessive to me. Either way, I'm gonna keep pressuring this area. Really like Elite Mangudai. It's a huge step up. Regular Mangudai not nearly as good. Okay. Got a good eco, kinda. And yeah, I should just be able to hold this because I can just kill these rams, and I feel like this was a huge misplay. I really do. And it usually Mark Finn, and it really depends, I think. Sometimes I think it can be good. But, you know, usually you just want more stuff. And the monks are just really vulnerable, and having to pull back your army for that is usually not the best. Gonna focus this down, get Elite Mangudai. I would like conscription as well. That'd be real nice. He's gonna be a little jerk over here. I literally don't know where Submariners do. I'm getting 2v1, and it actually doesn't matter. But I'm kind of used to it. Submariner's a little bit slow. That's okay, though, because I don't think these guys can do anything. What I like to see, though, is that Martin Stoneheart's being pretty smart. He's swinging a little bit over in this direction, because he knows that it's kind of hard to raid my gold miners when they're surrounded by, like, 3 castles. So what he wants to do, in this case, is just stop Submariner from being able to assist me. And that's wise, I think. So I need to get, like, a shitload more houses out, because, again, no real map space to build. Getting out more stuff. Need bloodlines. And I'm trying to focus pretty hard on the game right about now, so I won't be able to respond to as many questions as I'd like to. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty big misplay. Even though the Submariner's done, like, literally nothing so far, it doesn't actually matter. And my team's doing great work on this side, so well played. Either Telemachos was slinging Martin Stoneheart, or something went horribly wrong here with his booms. Is a little bit slow. I don't know, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I don't really know what, yeah, I don't know. But it actually hasn't mattered at all. Alright, I'm gonna make some mangonels, because I think that'll help me out a lot against his specific army comp, which is really designed to hard counter my Mangudai. He's got got a lot of skirms in there, so he should be able to take out. Now, skirms aren't even, like, a surefire solution here. It can be pretty hard to deal with that. It looks like they're just getting positively steamrolled on the other side, though, so really well played from how not to play. Well played, guys. Okay, well, just get out some more Mangs. Yeah, and basically this game should just kind of play itself at this point. I got the Siege Workshop back here, so I can get some upgrades, get Siege Engineers, this thing. Start mining that gold. Okay, yeah, we're good to go in that regard. I'm running pretty low on gold, which is not the most optimal thing. Smart unit choice from Spear, but I will be able to throw out a couple counters. And as soon as I'm able to transition into Onagers, I should be good to go. Get the upgrade for that. Very important. I'm making a lot of, like, food and wood gatherers, even though I'm floating a lot of this, so I can just sell the resources from it. So I'm gonna need a lot of gold. Okay. Got a relatively small army, because Mangudai and stuff's really expensive, and I took a lot of early pressure, like a ridiculous amount of early pressure, but that should be okay, basically. Submariner's still done absolutely nothing. He's just... Okay, alright, you should be able to take care of that, my friend. Wood, please! I got your back. I got your back. Oh! That's the wrong way to walk. Wrong way to walk. Maybe he just needs money. I mean, he's getting raided pretty hard. Oh, that's just... Oh my god. It's unfortunate that Martin Stoneheart got in here. I don't even know how he did exactly, but it looks like it's all walled off now. Those guys are all part of some sort of zoo. Okay. I just need to secure more map control so I can take Spear on. And in this case, what Spear needs is he's going to need some bombard cannons to go deal with this. Deal with these Onagers if he can. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, that's probably a huge part of Submariner's issue here, is he's in the gold. And yeah, I should be able to just stall this side out a little bit if I get it a Treb. There's no way he can really kill the Treb reliably. And yeah, now I just basically need to hold the line, take good trades. Hello, Spookums. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, now I just need to basically hold the line. I'm good to go. Take a couple of trades. I mean, assuming that Submariner can go keep Martin Stoneheart a little bit busy. Good choice on his part to go make those halbs. Should be able to... Yeah, I mean, they're just cleaning up on this side. Look at this. Nothing but spearmen. Good lord. I would like to see not Paladins, then. Paladins makes no sense here from Shade. Maybe some Arbs or something would be great. Arbs... Yeah, actually, yeah, Arbs would be the bee's knees here. I could have sworn I built some trebuchets, but apparently that's just not the case. Sometimes they just don't spawn. Either way, GG well played. Sometimes you have to click multiple times. Looks like we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Anyway, yeah, that's how we hold out in a 2v1. Castle's in the right position, not trying to overcommit too much. I mean, to be honest, since Submariner had a little bit of a slower opening, he got harassed a lot. I think they could have really easily won this side. Might have committed, like, way too hard. I think they went too aggressively here. Yes, I was running out of gold in my own base, and, you know, it's important that he did contest all these golds. I mean, these are like 3 gold mines here that if he secured this area, I mean, we would have been screwed. Kind of like how I really wanted to aggressively forward this spot. The thing is, though, is that, you know, what this does is it's easier for me to forward this because Martin Stoneheart is all the way back here. But if you forward this spot, Submariner is like literally just a couple inches over to the right, and he can just spam out halberdiers like he was doing right there. Well played, everybody on my team, by the way. Everyone did some seriously great work. I have no idea how this happened, by the way, but that's hilarious and just unfortunate. So yeah, this is easier for me to forward. I'm not extending as far, whereas he is surrounded on all sides. Not only that, the thing is here is that the castle didn't, I guess, come out quick enough. He didn't have enough backup. I think that was really too ambitious. Like, I wanted to forward this gold, but I decided not to. And I wanted to wait until I had, like, an army in the Imperial Age and then try pushing on that later, rather than just opening with that. Because I thought it would be too risky opening with that, since Martin Stoneheart could just swing in there. And the Mongols, while they can be a little bit slow to get to that, you know, sort of like Mangudai Death Ball style thing. I didn't even have all my upgrades. I could have had Parthian tactics. Once they get there, it's really hard to deal with, and I thought I was able to just make the right units and just kind of steamroll through the Spanish. The Spanish aren't actually that bad for the Mongols. I mean, really, the Mongols, what they hate is like good siege weapons, usually, or just super heavy cavalry. He wasn't going for Paladins. I didn't want to open with this because I thought it'd be too risky. I don't really want to go all in on that, and the Spanish love their conquistadors, and by like opening up with your first castle like right here, if it doesn't go up, I mean, what's your game plan? I mean, you just put yourself behind really far. And yeah, that did slow me down, but I already had like defensive castles here, so that was probably a little bit risky. Either way, I'm not quite sure what happened on the right side of the map, but it worked out really nicely for them. So yeah, well played for how not to play in Alquilante. Something went horribly wrong. Lots of mass pikes and halbs and stuff. I think one of the reasons why it works so well, if I had to guess, is that Shade went like really heavy into Paladins, which is, I mean, generally what you do as the Magyars is if you got a civ with great Paladins, I mean, you usually just make Paladins. Now, that didn't work out at all because my teammates were like super prepared, and I mean, Jesus Christ, like, they're just nothing but pikes. Like, these guys have mostly just pikes, and... So, in that case, Shade definitely caught off guard there. Maybe... Yeah, it looks like he was going for, like, skirms, maybe arbs or cav archers or something. He needs some... Do they get heavy scorpions? Do Magers get heavy scorpions? I mean, maybe heavy scorpions is the way to go here. Yeah, they do get heavy scorpions. So heavy scorpions would have been amazing here. Arbalists, something, I don't know, to deal with the halbs. You really have to swap when there's this much stuff. Well, a paladin can beat a halberdier 1v1 when you're outnumbered. It's just not the fight you should be taking, so that's just unfortunate as well. Yeah, and nothing but paladins from these guys. So unit choice is also a huge part of it. I mean, I had a pretty solid system of counters over here, although I do like spears, like really heavy into skirms, because that's a good way to deal with that. So either way, that's kind of my little bit of my analysis of why this game went the way it did. A lot of it was the forward castle. Some of it's the unit choice on the right side, I think, made a huge difference. So yeah, the more you know. Okay, let's go check out the achievements, shall we, guys? Oof. What a GG, indeed. So, well played, guys. I didn't really get that much action out of my guys, because it can be tough to mass up the Mangudai, but once you get them... Ooh, it's strong. Alright, Kiki, it says on the units themselves, if you hover over it, you can turn on, like, this advanced tooltips thing. It's one of the buttons on the mini-map, or near the mini-map. It doesn't tell you everything, but it tells you enough. Really, it's just the type of thing that takes a lot of experience, and hopefully I'll be able to help explain that to you. Ooh, largest army 5, but units lost 150. This is not Telemacho's best game, man, but it happens, it happens. Wow, that is rough. Jesus, he got zerged down. Alculente playing well, showing us why he's exactly 2k rated, no more, no less. Yeah, heavy scorpions don't work the best against elite eagle warriors, but ideally you make more than just that to back it up, you know. Champions and, like, heavy scorpions would have been good. If you get enough heavy scorpions, it can beat the elite eagle warriors. I don't know, you can't just make one type of unit, of course. Champions would have been great, actually, on your side. That's a good point, Alculente. In fact, yeah, champions would have dealt with everything that those guys built. You always have to swap two counter units. And that was a problem that I had a lot in the last game, is that I wasn't prepared to swap into champions when I needed to. So, you know, Aoe2, a huge part of it is being able to predict what your opponent is going to go for, making the correct counters, setting yourself up for that, and then also being able to respond. Aoe2, the strategy games in general are like, I treat it this way, a series of questions, and you have to have answers to the questions, otherwise you lose, basically. When your opponent asks you a question you can't answer, it's over. And in this case, you know, Shade is like, Paladins, question mark, and then how not to play an Alculente are like, Mass Halberdiers, and then you must also be able to respond to that. It was, it's tricky. It's tricky. Champions would have been nice. It's also really hard to transition to those type of units, so it can be rough, especially since Telemacho's got owned on his side pretty hard. Shade really didn't have enough time or resources or space to really transition to anything else, so it can be really tricky. In his shoes, it was a tough game, man. All right, GG, well played, guys. Good night, Spear. Thank you for playing, man. Almost gave me a run for my money. Almost. Okay. That was a good game. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you guys in some way or another. It's always tricky. Like, everything is easier to say in retrospect, of course, but what you should be thinking of as a viewer is, like, what units should I be making in the late game? And that's always a tough one. Good night, E-Hero Dog. It takes a lot of experience. Okay, so, GG, well played, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this match. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like rating, as this helped me out a lot. And of course, if you enjoyed watching this video, then you'll probably like the rest of the stuff on my YouTube channel as well. I have plenty of other Age of Empires 2 videos there, as well as videos for other games, so if you like this one, you'll probably like those as well. And of course, if you want to get in on this match live, then, you know, if you want to play with or against me, just head on over to my Twitch page, link in the video description, and you can find my live stream schedule there by heading to that page, scrolling down a little bit, and yeah, feel free to join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be continuing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire on Sunday. I would love to see you guys there, even if you're not a fan of Pokemon. It should be very, very entertaining. And yeah, thank you so much for the support, guys. Stick around. We'll be back with another match of the live stream in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. GG, well played. That was a good game. A tricky one, but a good game. Ooh. Well played, everybody. All right, I'll see you all shortly. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for watching.